What's up, everybody? It's Megan from Student Loan Planner, and in this video, we're going to share how to score emergency student loans quickly. So this might be a scenario where you thought you were all set for paying for college, but life happened and put a wrench in your plans. Maybe your financial aid is delayed or there's been a death in the family. The fact is, you don't have enough money to cover your college education costs. So let's chat about what you might be able to do to get emergency student loans. Let's start with talking about what are emergency student loans. So, emergency loans in the traditional sense are typically given out by universities to help students experiencing hardship to avoid disrupting the student's education. Unfortunately, emergency loans are typically dispersed in small amounts and won't cover much. For example, emergency loans might be offered by your school, but amounts vary from a couple $100s to maybe just over 1,000 or so. Emergency loans must typically be paid back in a short period of time versus regular student loans where you have a whole repayment journey post graduation. The University of Pittsburgh offers emergency student loans of up to $300 processed in a few days, but must be paid back within 3 months, for an example. Where can you get emergency student loans? So, your university, number one. As noted before, your university might have a program that disperses emergency student loans for folks. According to a report by the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators, or NASPA, NASPA, 70% of 2 and 4%, 70% of 2 and 4 year institutions have an emergency aid program. Typically, either student affairs or the school's financial aid department is in charge of dispersing emergency loans to students. Another option on where to get emergency student loans would be to claim federal aid. To qualify for federal aid, you need to submit your free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. If you're approved for financial aid, your award package might include grants, scholarship, and federal student loans that you can access. You can talk to your financial aid administrator or log into your online account to see if you can claim any unused federal aid. For example, if you didn't accept the full amount of loans at first, but now you need the full amount of aid, you can claim what's left over in your package. Get private loans. So that's another option to secure emergency student loans, looking into private loans. Private loans could be a good last resort option to get funding. However, be aware that private student loans don't come with the same benefits that federal loans do. There aren't programs that base the payment off of income or IDR. There's no options for student loan forgiveness, and private student loans have limited deferment and forbearance options. Plus, they're credit based, which means you need to qualify based on your credit or that of a cosigner. Another option you could consider, but be very careful if you do, is a 0% APR credit card. This route, however, is not ideal. Again, that's why I say be careful with this. You'll need to have strong credit to get approved for a 0% APR card. And those were really hard to come by for really anybody during COVID. It can also lead to a deeper debt hole if another emergency hits and you can't stay on top of payments. Don't take this option lightly. If your financial situation is unstable, don't look into a 0% credit card, because it can be a trap to where it might make your credit worse if we're in a spot where we can't make those payments, or we start digging ourselves into a hole with interest accrual after that 0% is lifted. A better option is to cut expenses and other parts of your budget than adding this higher risk debt to your plate. So now that you know about emergency student loans, watch our next video on 11 top financial aid strategies to get more money for college. That'll be in this next video, and I will see you next time.